It didn't go
Nope.
away. Hey guys, happy Friday. This is the weekend before Veterans Day, so we want to right away say thank you to all our veterans. Veterans Day is a day where we celebrate all our veterans. So if you see somebody that you know is a veteran, tell them thank you for your service, and we want to thank you all right now for your service. We're very appreciative.
Yes.
Well, this is Finance Friday. If you've never seen this show before, this is where we welcome, number one. This is where we transform your relationship with your money. Now, let's share this out right now. It just popped up on my phone. Did you bring your phone in? Oh, you did.
Sure did. Where
we transform your relationship with your money by giving you the information you need to grow and protect your wealth. I'm Amy Novakovich, and this is Ryan Wilson.
Hey, everyone.
And we are going to do a special poll today to get people more interactive. Let's see what
Stay tuned.
Political.
Stay tuned.
Who doesn't like to talk good politics?
I know. We just need to start doing just people get clickbait. We just need to start making topics that are just crazy, and so people will click on it. And we're gonna start making some crazy accusations. We're just gonna start making stuff up. No, I'm just kidding. No, we don't do that.
No, we don't.
We are the voice of reason in all of this shenanigans going on.
Join us for special poll.
Share now.
And share now. This will be fun. Okay, so we thought with the holidays coming up, like a couple weeks before Thanksgiving.
Yep, and everyone loves Thanksgiving and being with family.
Everybody doesn't love that.
No.
But I thought, with family coming up, with a family holiday coming up, no matter what religion you are, you have some sort of holiday coming up. Hi, Jenny. We thought we would talk about what are the financial matters that families should talk about, or the assumptions that make them make big time mistakes. Yeah. So we're going to try to make you avoid those mistakes this season. We've got three bigger ones. These are not the only ones. We kind of grouped a couple into.
Because obviously at every family outing, you talk about religion, politics, and money. So here we go. We're going to give you some ammo.
Ready? Yeah. Okay. So what we see a lot, this just goes off of the experience that we see. We see people trying to avoid probate. If you're not familiar with probate is the court process that people will go through after they pass away to decide where everything goes, where the money goes, where assets go, real estate, where their paintings go, all that fun stuff. Probate will open up the will and be like, where does this stuff go?
Think of it like Oprah, where it's like, you get the house, you get a car, you get a painting.
But it's more like, let's just...
It's not as fun.
It's not as fun. Yeah. So people try to do things to avoid probate. So one of the things that they'll do is add who they're planning on giving the property. Let's just use a home, for example. So if I want to give my kids my home anyway, I might think it's a great idea to just add them onto my property.
Oh yeah, that's genius.
Now that's rude.
What? No, I'm saying that's a good idea. Why wouldn't you do that, Amy? Tell me why.
Okay, so a few reasons. First of all, you wouldn't just add somebody onto your property, because in Florida anyways, we have this thing called homestead, which means if I'm sued, if I hit somebody in a car accident and they sue me, they can't take my home. It's homesteaded. But if I put somebody on my home and it's not their homestead, it's not their primary residence, guess what? If they hit somebody in a car accident, the person suing him can now get my home. So A, that's not a good reason.
No.
B, in most states, you have a look back, like a 5-year look back, especially if you're going to apply for Medicaid, things like this, do irrevocable trust, get things out of the estate. So if you go adding people onto your home, then you're actually going to negate your estate planning. If you do a trust or things like that, you're going to go around your own estate plan, because if there's a 5-year look back, you're screwed. I shouldn't have said that. You're wrong.
It's fine. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So that you don't want to do that, because you want to make sure that everything is tied up nicely. Also, is that the one we're talking about businesses and potentially too? No.
Yeah,
because the reason you also don't. So some people think well, I want to leave my business to my son or my daughter or whatever, and so if you do that and you put them on the business and then they have access to the business bank accounts, things like that, you better...
Even a regular bank account.
I
was telling Ryan earlier, I had this happen in the bank where somebody put their beneficiary, whoever they wanted to get the funds when they pass away, on their bank account, and the person came in and cleaned out the bank account. They can do that if they're an owner. So that's a bad thing. You don't want to just add people to the owner, unless, like you said, unless you're truly sharing the account or sharing
like
the
ownership.
boat. I know Ryan's gonna, a different Ryan is going to watch this and he's going to want to talk about a boat. Sharing the boat with your child or the home or whatever. Or
business or whatever. If they're truly a partner, or they truly are a partial owner of whatever it is, then they have rights to it. So yeah, they're added on. But if it's to avoid probate and just think like, oh, well, it'll be easier if they're just on there so that I won't have to do, then it'll just be easier when I die or when I pass or whatever, then they have access. So if you have a really great relationship and nothing, families never have falling outs or anything like that. So you should, you think you'd be fine, but God forbid that happens. And it does happen.
It does happen sometimes.
Yeah. So that could be bad.
Yes. Also,
and you can't just go and take them off, because if they're part owner, then you can't just be like, oh, I don't want them on anymore, because they're already part.
Close out, or you'd have to do a new deed.
Yeah.
Right? It's it's a hassle.
Very.
But I also just want to say that don't avoid getting a trust just because you think it's too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Get a second opinion on that. Ask your accountant. They might know enough to at least get you to a person that can give you an opinion. Ask your financial advisor, ask your attorney, because avoiding a trust can be detrimental. Let me give you an example. You could lose half of your wealth in an instant. Let's say it's my wealth. I die. I gave it to my daughter. My daughter gets divorced 6 months later because the death of me just wrecks her. Obviously.
Brokenhearted.
And 6 months later, they get divorced. Her now ex-husband gets half of my wealth. Okay, so a trust can avoid that. A trust can keep it in the bloodline and make sure it goes to your grandkids and not the ex-husband. Or even worse, let's say my daughter then passes away and the husband gets all of the wealth. Okay, so different things that can happen. Even take one step further. Then that husband starts dating another woman and she gets it. So
now all of a sudden your money goes to somebody you've never even met.
Yes.
You don't want that.
So don't be cheap. Don't think, I just don't need a trust. Just get an opinion on that. I think it's definitely worth it to just get.
And it also sets up ways that you can have where it pays your children over time, where they don't get it all at one lump sum. So, sometimes creative. Coming into money at one time can be overwhelming and makes you do crazy things. So
sometimes you can put milestones on it.
Yep, milestones.
They get this much percentage when they get married, or when they graduate college, or when they pass
if you have young,
test,
if you have young kids,
whatever.
and then if you have the person that is going to be the what am I thinking of? They're going to be the
trustee.
No, they're going to have the kid when you die.
The guardian.
A guardian.
Yes.
Wow. So they're going to be the guardian.
Right.
You can set it up where, it basically then is set up to pay the college. They get an X amount of dollars a year so that they can't go, then the guardian doesn't just go and drain all of your money also.
Got it.
So,
good.
Yeah.
So that's number one. So number one is don't just go do things because you're trying to avoid probate. Actually get an opinion. Mm-hmm. Don't just go putting people on houses or bank accounts thinking you're doing your own estate planning. Get an opinion if you should or shouldn't have a trust. Okay. Number two, keeping secrets.
Secrets are no fun.
We see this. We see this a lot too, where people come in and they say, I know my parents have some wealth. I just don't know where it is, how much, who's running it. Sometimes
is it in the backyard?
Where is it? So I will just tell you from a standpoint of a professional that has helped people settle estates. It's never good to be completely secret. You don't have to give exact numbers, but at least tell somebody where you've left a roadmap and put statements all in an organized fashion so they know where to go. Because if they don't go claim those assets within a certain amount of years, I think we looked and it was 5 years.
Yeah.
When I was in banking, it was 8 years. The money will just go to the state. Mm-hmm. So you don't want that, okay? So definitely do not keep secrets. Be a little more open with especially who's going to be the executor of the trustee of your estate when you pass.
Or be extremely organized.
Or that.
Yeah. I mean, but it's probably better to just have those conversations. I mean, you're going to be having Thanksgiving coming up, so you might as well have those conversations with your parents and your children and just lay it out there.
When we die.
While you're talking about who you're going to vote for, whether it's going to be Trump or Warren or Bloomberg. Who knows?
Hint, hint. On our poll.
Our
poll that's coming up, don't miss it.
So have those conversations. Just have it. Who cares?
Yes. If you're just joining us, go ahead and share this out because we're going to do a really fun poll at the end, and we're talking about great, fun family conversations.
Can't wait.
The holidays.
I can't wait.
The first one was, don't go just doing random things like putting people on your house or putting people on your bank account thinking that you're going to avoid probate. Get an opinion on whether you need a trust or not, or putting people on your business, you mentioned. And the second one is, don't keep secrets entirely. We get it if you want to prevent, like family arguments. Sometimes the point is I don't want to tell everybody because I don't want the kids to argue or what have you. And that's fine. But at least, like you said, then be super organized, or have like a corporate trustee will be in charge of it. Because don't make a mistake of leaving your kids in the dark. Like, it's just not a good thing, and it's not the way you want your wealth to go get distributed as a guessing game. You really don't.
Well, because then you end up having, whether it's your kids or whoever it is that you're leaving your estate to, is like, well, is there more money? I thought, there's just all these questions where they're sitting there going, well, maybe there's more money somewhere else, and they don't know. And so it could end up being where it's lost, or so it's just a good idea to make sure that somebody knows what's going on.
Spouses. So I had this the other day that the husband had passed away. The wife had no idea. And she said, I thought there's supposed to be $16 million and there was $2.
That's a big difference.
Because she had no idea. So guys, just don't keep super secrets. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining. We're going to have a poll at the end, a fun poll. I have to say this while you're on here. Okay. Because this is our third point, and then we're going to wrap it up. And I just said that really fast. I did have a little caffeine today.
You did.
Okay, so last one. First one is don't go adding things to avoid probate, adding people to homes, assets, things like that. Second is don't keep secrets or be completely secretive with your family. Talk it out. And the third is don't make assumptions about what you think people in your family may want or need. They're sticky conversations, but like a big one is, my kids will just take care of me.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
She was watching. She was. Still on.
Yeah.
I just think if you have long-term care insurance, if you don't have long-term care insurance, that's a call you need to make, but it might not be enough to cover you. So then you do have to have a plan of who is going to take care of you. Or if you think one of the children is going to take care of you, then now how does that affect the rest of the assets? Then do they get more or less because they took care of you? These are all things you kind of have to iron out. I know it sounds like morbid and not great, but it's really just a part of. It's
proactive too, and family. That's what family's there for, to help. But if they don't know that you need the help, or they don't know that they're gonna need the help, or
or they assume one kid needs it more than the other.
Yeah, and so then it also leaves like these awkward conversations once you're gone, which you may not care about, right? Like it's like, well, I'm dead anyway.
No, but families get torn apart for years. Oh, she did see.
They will need to fight over me. Yeah.
Families will get torn apart for years.
Yeah.
I've
seen it over and over again.
We've seen it over and over again. Families that were great, close, big families, and then after the parents pass away, or after anybody passes away, then it becomes a huge rift because people are arguing over things, or why was it this way, or why was it this way? Just have the conversations and don't assume things. Don't assume that your kids don't need any money.
Yeah.
And don't just give it all to charity, assuming your kids don't need any money.
They'd be fine.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So you want to watch out for. Obviously, I think people are afraid of like greed.
Sure.
Like I don't want to just give them a big lump sum and then they go spend it and they buy a bunch of things. But that's where a trust comes in.
Yeah, you can structure it.
Trust,
yeah.
And you have control from the grave, as we call it. Yeah. That's what a trust really is. Okay. Now, the three, real quick, I'm going to summarize and we're going to do a fun poll. Yes. Okay. Number one was, please don't go trying to avoid probate by adding kids, nephews, nieces, brothers, sisters, whatever, onto your real estate, businesses, checking accounts. Don't avoid getting a trust just because you're afraid of spending $3,000. I mean, you're talking about lifetime, generations of keeping it in your bloodline and making a wrong move just by avoiding a trust. Number two, don't keep secrets. Please, definitely. Stock picks. Oh, we're gonna update that.
Forgot about that, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna update that too. Still, thank you for the reminder.
Thanks, John. Thanks, John.
Oh my goodness. And the last one is don't make assumptions. Have the uncomfortable conversations because it'll save you lifetime, generations of arguments. And there's some good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're looking at the stock picks.
Yeah, I'll look. I'll just confirm.
tell you right now,
I'll confirm Yeah.
I had an unfortunate mishap where I chose a crazy stock, Beyond Meat, which there's no analysts. There's no really way to analyze it right now. It's brand new. I took a huge risk there, and it cut in half. So I didn't buy it for any clients. It was a risk that I took, and it did not work out. That did not work out.
Yeah.
So where's Ryan?
So
that was Beyond Meat. And if you're thinking, should you buy it now? Because now it's down to like 79. By the way, those of you that don't know Beyond Meat, they're like the new veggie burger that's going into like Burger King and all these restaurants.
So I'm up since we did it 3.5%.
You're up? Oh, I'm not even up, am I?
3.5% for me.
3.9% for Ryan. And you got to remind everybody what your stocks are.
Oh yeah. So I'll go. Amy's down 7.5%, and that is Inspirity.
Oh, Inspirity
is down 26%, and Beyond Meat is down 52%.
And I can make a trade though, right?
Yeah.
I think I
might
buy some more. On
some movement because we could be doubling down there.
NSP got hammered.
But you got some decent. Bank of America 23%. That was pretty good.
Rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
Okay, go back to your picks.
So
those are my picks.
Yeah. So I had Apple.
Look at you, all your.
I had Apple.
Yeah, Ryan's up 3 if you missed it, and I'm down.
Boeing. 7. So Boeing's down.
Boeing's down. Amazon isn't
down.
treating you well
it's
either.
Flat though. I mean, less than 0.5%. Thermo Fisher.
Bear Gang.
I don't know what that means, Jen.
Gang.
He's talking strange.
It must be
Bear Gang Boeing. Is that what you're trying to make a joke about? I don't know. Lululemon is up 1.5.
Oh yeah.
Thermo's
so you've
up
just
6.
been like more.
So it's really
you
just
haven't
Apple,
had anything that's like tanked.
Yeah, right.
Because Jim has Heiko that tanked too.
Yeah. So I had mine. Jim. Yeah. So mine were basically pretty flat, other than Apple. What's up?
I was winning for a while, right? Okay.
Yeah,
so
you
anything
were.
can happen in the short run, guys. And quite
honestly,
I probably would have
2 months.
made more.
Geez.
Look at all that.
That's probably John.
Crazy. You'll bounce back and have faith in me. Thank you.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Oh, and Jim's up 0.5%.
Okay.
So
I'm the only one
flat.
getting
Yeah.
hammered.
And it's those two stocks.
Stupid.
But you swung for the fences a little.
Everybody go out and buy some non-meat meat.
Yeah. I mean, they could. There is,
there
might be a deal with McDonald's here shortly. They're going to test it out, so.
Right? And they just got in. Was it Wendy's?
They've been. I think they were in Wendy's.
Well, they're in Burger King.
They're in Burger King.
Yeah.
They're in Dunkin' Donuts or Dunkin'.
It's just those kinds of stocks, guys. Like, just so you know, I kind of did it actually to just kind of publicize because we get these stock tips all the time. Like, one today, Canopy Growth.
Mm-hmm.
Canopy Growth. I want to buy some Canopy Growth.
Mm-hmm.
I want to buy some Beyond Meat. These are risky stocks if there's not enough. Oh, GE. I have another client that loves GE. Like, I call them the drama stocks. If the stock should have a reason why it's going to just double, they're usually like drama stocks. Mm-hmm. Usually a lawsuit is going to get passed or a pharmaceutical drug is going to get passed or whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of times they're just drama and you either have to like completely day trade it and be right on top of it, even hourly, or hold it really long term.
Yeah. Because Beyond Meat, I mean, it's only been on trading publicly for 8 months or something.
NCD. Well, McDonald's is down 10% in the last month or so.
Yeah, well, mostly in like this last week with the CEO and that whole deal, and so things happen, drama. So, but yeah, so we still got like almost 2 months though. So
wanna do a poll?
Yeah, let's do
the poll. Okay, so everybody ready for the political poll? Okay, so we're curious.
Yeah,
we're gonna do our own poll because we don't trust media.
Yeah.
So
and we have so many people that answer. So. Get out there.
I'm not going to listen to you and only do the first half of the poll. I want to do the second half too because I want to know.
But
Ryan only wants to do the first half and say, do you think Mayor Bloomberg is going to run?
Yeah. Is he going to enter the presidential race?
As a Democrat or as an independent?
Well, right now, probably as a Democrat because he's admitted that
he won't run.
Well, he's admitted that it's detrimental on everyone. I mean, most people that know the political system, if he run as an independent, he's, on the left leaning.
So just answer in the comments.
Yes or no.
And it'll be our little code. If people don't watch it, they're just going to see a lot of yeses and nos.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I think he's going to run. No, I think he's not going to run. And I'm going to add a second half to this question.
Why don't we just do it next week?
No, because it's more fun. You want to just do a poll on if you think he's going to run or not?
Yeah.
I want to know people's opinions.
All right, fine.
I want to know the opinion.
All right.
Like, no, okay, and I guess that is an opinion, but I want to know, like, If he runs.
Okay. So this is part 2. So you can do one. So you can do one with a closed parentheses. Yes or no. Yeah. And then number 2, close parentheses. And then whether you would vote for him or not.
No, three answers. Whether you would vote for him, yes. Whether you wouldn't vote for him, no. Or number 3, if you need more information before making that determination.
Which I hope.
Because we haven't heard him speak at any of the debates or anything.
Which is why I think that the question is kind of silly.
No,
because
but a lot of people have their opinions already.
So a lot of New Yorkers know who he is.
I'm just curious. So 2-part poll. Ready? And I want you to answer in the comments.
Yes, no. Question 1. Poll number 1.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, question number 1. Do you think he's going to run as independent or Democrat? You can add that in if you want. That's up to you. And the second part of the question is, if he runs, will you vote for him? Yes, no, I won't. Or number 3 is, I need more information.
Yeah. Keep your answer under 500 characters.
Hey, I'm just curious. I just think this is kind of a fun thing. No other comments, please. I mean, if you do, I'm not going to do anything to you.
Any other questions, comments, concerns, let us know. We'd love to hear it.
And share it out. Let's have some fun. All right, you guys have a great weekend. Again, thank you to our veterans with all of our heart. We will be celebrating you, praying for you all this weekend on Monday, and we know every day we try to pray.
And just a reminder, it's Veterans Day, not Memorial Day.
Right.
So veterans,
we honor our veterans.
And they're still with us.
Yes.
Thank you. So those are the ones.
Clarification.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, guys. Have an excellent weekend. See you.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Next week.